All right, welcome back. That was Aloyagu, speaking on the chances of the Super Eagles at the 2018 World Cup. But let's pause a little. Let's talk, grassroots sports. Let's talk about a school that is making Nigeria proud. Cecilia has the details. We're talking about the
St. Saviour School, Ikoyi. It reminded last time, I think, they just have a way, of making Nigerians proud every time they go out of the country. This time around, they were in United Arab Emirates, the UAE, for the inaugural World Primary School Games. And trust the St. Saviour schools, they're already in the country. But then at the championship, they won 50 gold medals, 20 silver, and 10 bronze medals. So they finished top of the table, and these kids, coming back to Nigeria, holding their trophies, the different sporting activities they competed in.
Football, swimming, athletics.
So which is key sports in Nigeria.
They went as far as...
they went as far as, winning the most valuable contingent award at the games. So it was not just about winning all the medals, but also the most valuable contingent award at the games, which is really a cool one. And if you check all the schools that came in, from, anthems to Kazakhstan, to Spain, to Great Britain and all that, all these schools, even the ones in Dubai, all of them came together. But out of all these schools, having, a school from Nigeria, topping the medals table, 50 gold medals. I mean, that's really huge.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's way to go. The organizers of the competition have done a great job, and also for St. Saviour's to even participate. I think it's kudos to them. Catch them young.
Yeah.
I think that should be the aim of sport development, and 50 gold medals in a 3-day event. I think is amazing, and you can watch out for a few of these kids in about 10, 15 years' time. I'm sure you might see a couple of them at the Olympics. I know.
What's a bit scary as we celebrate this? St. Saviour is always making Nigeria proud.
Yeah.
What's worrying most of the time is, the reluctance of parents to allow these young kids that are obviously talented to go further with sports. And, they win these laurels, it gets to a point like, oh, no, you have to face your studies.
Well, the problem is because it's changing, especially in football. It's changing. But for other sports, I think the problem is because when they look at these people that have invested so much in sports, and at the end of the day, you see them after a few years and they are nothing to write them about. We saw the pathetic story of Wilson Oruma. We saw the way Rashidi Yekini ended up. Despite the huge amount of glory that they had in their days, nobody expected them to end that way. And parents don't want the same for their kids, because you don't expect, you hardly see a former bank manager or a former MD or CEO of a company ending up that way. It is usually people in sports, because, besides the sports, most of them cannot do anything else. So they end up going into coaching or maybe administrative work. So the parents are just trying to put their kids on the right track, and sometimes the passion could be very deceiving. And the kids, when they follow the passion too much, at the end of the day, they realize they wasted so much time. And I think that's the worry for the parents.
Okay. I think it's changing right now. Well, let's listen to some of the kids, how excited they are, going to UAE and representing the country so well.
I've experienced a lot of different emotions. During training, sometimes I would cry, but then it's all paid off when we went to Dubai for the World Games and won.
It was a great experience. It was tough during training, but it all paid off when we finally won the cup.
Though we've been attending so many games, this is not our first winning, but this history-making, because it is the first World School Game and we won it overall. Amongst all the schools that participated, we came tops. It wasn't easy because the kids had to go through hard training. The time for training was very short, but at the end, we succeeded in coming back with the trophies.
Yeah, not just a trophy, plenty, many trophies and many medals. The good thing about these kids is he talked about the fact that they have few times to really prepare for it. Yeah. The question I keep asking, it simply shows that whenever we have, wherever you see Nigerians, wherever they go to, there's just this work ethic that they have, always putting in their best. But the issue is after this particular stage and all that, progression is really not there. You talked about some parents doesn't want it because of what they've seen so far. I'm looking, I remember when we talked about Neymar, when we talk about Neymar the other time, I mean, Toby, your namesake, is in the US right now. I mean, he said his son must play football. The boy is interested in basketball, but because he feels Nigeria is a system whereby football sells better than basketball, he has to take the boy to the US right now. Of course, it's going to start with the basketball and all that. So when you have a good foundation for your kid and you're looking at the fact that you don't have the structure they're going to grow in, I think that's where the problem is.
That's the real problem.
Because the structure is really not there. Now, these kids are so good. I mean, swimming, athletics, and football. Maybe in 10 years' time, as you mentioned, we can have someone in swimming at the Olympics. But after school, what happens? The facility and everything, the structure hasn't been built to actually
you're very right about the structure,
them to continue.
But I'm going to tell you a very shocking statistics here. In UK, a kid has a 0.0001% chance of playing in the Premier League. That is, you have more chance of being struck by lightning than being a professional footballer in the UK. So it's an alarming statistics, and it just shows you how many people want to be professional footballers only in the UK. And I'm not talking about other countries in the world. So the UK is a footballing country, a majorly footballing country, and if you have a 0.001% chance of making it pro in England, it just shows you why should you invest so much, going down that line when your chances of making it pro is very small. So I think it's just that fear of what if? It's very difficult to fall back on something else when you've invested so much time, and by the time you're 18, 20, 22, 23, you realize you can't go pro anymore.
But what about the American systems that ensures that you're educated, you have something? Because all of these what ifs will always come.
Yeah.
What if you get injured?
Yeah.
What if you fall from the bus? What if you don't get picked? What if you use 7 years of your life and somebody tells you you're not good enough?
Yeah.
But the American system ensures you have a diploma, you have a certificate, you have something you could always fall back on.
True.
And the system ensures that it's not just the main guys doing the sport. You can be a coach, a kit manager, a whole lot of things around the sports. And that's why that statistics will not be true for the United States, though it might be true for the UK.
Yeah.
But not United States. And it's a multi-sport nation, by the way.
Yeah, it's a multi-sport nation, and even the population as well is massive. And the amount of sports they participate in, they create championships out of everything. America is like a continent on its own. They tell you that doing this world championship, that world championship. So I think you're very right about America. I think if Nigeria can just create a structure where people can have multiple opportunities. Look at the coaching jobs you talked about. You have the same coaches both in the league and also for national team jobs. Why not have different people
in the universities? Somebody who wants to do sports receive no encouragement. Pass your exams. You're not going to get any professional.
No extra.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And that discourages a lot. And a lot of people who pursue the career would have to leave. So I just hope that here in Nigeria we can, get that balance and get things right.